We're on. All right. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us today. I really do appreciate all of you spending time with us this week and especially today. I have Ellen here today doing Oracle card readings. Ellen and I have been friends in New York City for, I don't know, like 8, 9 something years.
Something like that.
And I absolutely love her. She's like a second mother to me, and she is pretty spot on when she pulls her oracle cards. So I'm glad that you're here today to offer this for everybody else to experience, not just us and the loved ones and all your friends. So bigger audience. So Ellen, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Okay, I'm unmuted. That's good. So my name is Ellen Wenz. Like Gloriana said, I met her probably about 8 years ago, probably around there. We both had the same mentor. It was a psychic medium out in further out on Long Island. I started with him, it has to be 10 years ago, easy. And we just did meditations and things like that. And he was beyond fantastic. He actually started to exercise a muscle in me, in my brain, in my subconscious, in my body that always made me question more. I always had questions. I always thought there was something else. I knew that there was something different about me, but I just never could put my finger on it. I would ask my mother all the time, Mom, is this? Do you believe in like past life? Do you believe it? No. Well, maybe my mother is a real black and white person. So there was never the shaded gray area. So of course, I just being a curious person just said, there's just something more, there's something more. So when I met Rich, who was our spiritual advisor, he brought out so much in me. And at that point, so much, everything just made sense. And as it started to make sense, I just questioned more and more and more and just absorbing more. I bought my first Oracle deck, was a Doreen Virtue, which I know she's right now poo-poo in the world of, spirituality, whatever. That's her problem. But I bought her card deck, and I happened to be at work, and I just started shuffling the cards, and I pulled a few, and I literally stopped breathing at how much they were spot on. And I was like, this is crazy. This has got to be, something's got to be with this. So of course I did it again. And of course, once you kind of get like it really speaking to you, at that point, you're like, I'm going to ask more and more questions. So at that point, then I started to journal. I started to journal every single day, questions that I would ask the universe and my higher power, and would say, give me a little insight on this, please. I am having struggles, and literally it was word for word answering my questions. And at that point, I used to then bring it to work. I work in a senior center with a lot of younger people, and I would say, let me give you a card reading, because I wanted to practice. And I would deal like a past, present, future for them, and they would be stunned, and I'd be stunned equally as much to be like, wow. And I brought a lot of people to spirituality through that medium and stuff like that. So if nothing else, maybe this would be something that you would look at and go, you know what, I can get a set for myself, and all my questions that I need answers to, you can do it yourself. You could so do it yourself. So the first card that I wanted to pull today was actually a card from this deck. And I have, Gloriana knows, I have many, many, many decks, but this is by Colette Baron Reed. And this is actually, it's called Postcards from Spirit. And these aren't necessarily, it's more of like a collective card, meaning for everybody, that I figured that it would be like a good way to start our intention of sending out positively, because the bottom line of this card is we love you so much. So it looks like a real postcard with a little stamp, and then it just has some words on it. And what's so lovely, believe it or not, I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, and it's the card that I pulled out yesterday. So obviously they want me to know it even more. So it says, dearest you, Do you know how much we love you and want to help you? We are here for you, and we hear you. We hear you ask for guidance, but you must let go and let us help you. You don't have to do it all. You've done your part. Now let us do ours. You would be awestruck if you knew how many strings were pulled through the matrix to give you what you need and desire. Spirit has a plan, and when you sign on to be a co-creator, you need to remember to allow the partnership. It's not one-sided. Your desires and plans meet up with those of Spirit. Remember, though, Spirit's timeline and ideas of how things will play out may be quite different from yours. Trust us. Spirit's ideas are amazing. Now let go and let us do the magic. Pay attention to other areas of your life, and before you know, it's a miracle will have taken place. We love you so much. So that's what that one says. So I thought then what I would do is either, we could probably take one at a time. Gloriana, you could be the, like point and, unmute them. And then I have.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say that's a pertinent message. That's like, it goes along a lot with what the tuning session that I did. It's really about relaxing and putting down the guards and knowing that there is spirits helping you. So
well, I think I agree with you with that, and with everything that is going on is where it says let go, right? And let us do the magic, really, to let go, because right now, as we all know, we're all in lockdown. This is the new normal for today. It's not going to be the new normal for tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be completely different. It may not even be the new normal for 20 minutes from now. We don't know. So I think that the let go of the constant control of what we think it should be has to be across the board. We just have to, and the more we let go of, like, it's going to be what it is, everything's going to be what it is. It will be okay. Obviously, they're like, you'll be okay.
And letting go doesn't mean that everything's going to spin out of control. Letting go means that we're not creating resistance. And
right.
So
correct.
Yeah, beautiful. I love that.
Control, right. Trying to constantly control the outcome of whatever it is.
I love that message for today.
Yes. So, all right. So now I have two separate decks. This one is actual angel answers. That's this one. These are more like real yes or no. This one is daily guidance. Again, I use Doreen Virtue cards. She may not think that they're great. I think they're great. I think they answer everything. So, Gloriana, if you want to pick someone, I can do.
Yeah, let's start off with, does anybody have, let's just go into it. We have a chat box. You can also unmute yourself. I know, Christine, you had some questions. Peter, you wanted to be part of this call. And I know being first is sometimes, you don't want to get put in the hot seat, so I understand. If somebody doesn't, I might just pick you, Amira. But if somebody has a question, put them in the chat box, or unmute yourself and let's go for it.
Oh, I mean, am I the first? I am muted myself. Did I do
it? Good. Let's do it. What's your question?
Oh, it's Christine. Well, I'm not really a controlling type person to begin with, but I'm not so afraid at this time, but I am a worrywart, always have been. And I'm just, as you know, Gloriana, my daughter's afar, and I'm scared now for her because, it's just, she's starting to become a little scared, and she's very spiritual, and she's, always praying and stuff. And I'm just now starting to get extra worried. I got to try to, not be such a worrywart and cry. I'm always crying. So I don't know. Is that do I need a more specific question? What do I?
What's
No,
the,
because two cards actually pulled out, right? So while you were, and they're from the daily guidance one. So what I would say, the first one is acceptance. Right now, just like we said, this is the new normal. It sucks. It sucks for everybody. But I think from what we were talking about was the more you let go of what you think it should be, the better we can just kind of move through this easily. It's not easy. It just makes it easier. So what this card says is, see yourself and others through the eyes of the angels with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone else to their highest potential. So when we worry about fear, Rich has always told us fear is like a unanswered prayer, which you'd say, but I'm not praying for that. Well, because it's like an intention you almost put out there, it is like a prayer of like, well, I'm fearful for that. And then it almost, not that it makes it happen, but it pushes it in the direction of. So if we just accept what it is what it is. Because really, truly, the next one that came out, and Amira would like this one, is joy. There is going to be something that's going to come out of all this, believe it or not, that is joyful. But who knows what it could be. But
Right.
it is something that is going to be coming out that is better. And it says, joy is the highest energy of all. It's the magical sense that everything is possible. See, everything is possible. Joy springs from anticipating the gifts within each moment. So just like you have to just sit and say, for right now, I'm sitting and I'm enjoying all these people who are all on the same page as me. And we're finding joy in the littlest things possible. Maybe it's going to be a ladybug. It's going to walk past you. Maybe it's going to be, who knows? Maybe she'll call and say, Mom, you're not going to believe it. I can't believe I had the most greatest experience. And you're going to go, oh, whew, thank God. Right? You know, so
Right.
the biggest thing is to accept what it is. It is what it is, because we can't change what's happening right now. But we can look for joy in the little teeniest things of things that go on. And the more you do that, and even if you wrote them down, or every time, I would say every time you'd almost find something joyful, get a penny and put it in a jar. Put it in a jar. I bet you by the end of the day, you'd be like, oh my gosh, I already got 100 pennies in here. Right now, it doesn't seem like that. But if we look for the little tiniest things, I believe that we will all make it out of here in a good place.
Yes. No, I agree. I agree.
Ellen, can you read what's on the card that says acceptance on the bottom there?
I certainly can. It says, see yourself and others through the eyes of the angel with unconditional love and acceptance. In this way, you inspire and lift everyone to their highest potential.
Yeah. It's
So
funny too. Go ahead. Let me see.
No, I was going to say, I was just showing you the picture of the card. So there's
Yeah,
that one. Sometimes sometimes two cards come out, sometimes only one comes out. So if you only get one, I'm sorry. And then that's this one.
Okay. And I love angels too. And my daughter, we just texted and she sent me some angel song to listen to. I haven't listened to it yet, but
That's perfect.
About angels. Yeah.
Like I said, maybe it's not going to be something that's going to be giant. Sometimes it is the little thing. I mean, Rich used to always talk about getting a gratitude journal. You know, sometimes you're like, well, what the hell could I be happy about in the situation that we're in? Well, we all have a roof over our head.
Yeah.
Right? We're Skyping right now. This is huge. 100 years ago, this was not possible.
Right.
We have food. We probably have toilet paper. We probably have ways of means of, you know, so really,
I
truly,
know. No, I know. I'm grateful for all those things. Yes.
Acceptance is really what we were talking about earlier, Ellen. When we release the tension, it kind of goes along with the original message of today. When we release the tension, we can see the light and the joy. We're not shielding ourselves.
we're not shielding ourselves. So,
That's such a
and it
nice
may be,
message, Christine.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
It's a beautiful message for you today, Christine.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Write it on my wall.
There you go. All right.
You know what I'm going to do, Gloriana? I'm going to take pictures of the ones, oh, you're going to have it on here, right? You're going to have it. So this way they can look back and read it. Okay. All right. Because I was going to say, usually what I do is when I would do Gloriana's readings, I would take a picture of the card and send it to her so she could look at it. But I don't have everybody's number, but it'll be on here because it's recorded. So that'll be good.
All right. Who's up next? Come on down. Hey, Peter.
Hi, I'm curious to know more about, my ultimate purpose for incarnating in this life and where I can focus my energy now to reach towards that.
All right, that'd be good. So what I usually do is I'm shuffling the cards as people are talking to me. And Gloriana knows, like I always say to her, there's always one that flies out, which is the answer to what we're looking for. And yeah, we'll definitely see what comes up. So you look, oh, here we go. All right, 2 came out, Peter. The first one is giving and receiving. The entire universe operates in cycles similar to your inhalations and exhalations. When you only exhale, give, or only inhale, receive, you become out of rhythm with the universe. For optimal health, energy, and replenishment, balance each inhalation in your life with an exhalation. I don't know if I said that word right. All right. So now your question was, again, just say it for me again, please.
Understanding my ultimate purpose for incarnating in this life and where I can focus my energy now to strive towards that.
Okay, because the next one is listen. This one is quiet your mind, beloved one. Listen to our gentle reassurance that everything has been taken care of. Stay in a quiet and receptive state without worrying about the exact nature of your desires' manifestation. A quiet mind and body hears us quickly and clearly. This is our request to you. Listen. So I think what is for both of them pretty much is you have so much to give and people want to give you, but you have to maybe sit in silence and listen to exactly what is being told to you. Are you listening to what is being told to you? Are you listening to what, if you're getting like little messages here and there, are you putting forth exactly what you think you want to put forth?
Are you listening to yourself, Peter?
Trying to. So
Yeah.
I think,
Listen, it's not easy. No one is judging and there's no judgment here because I'll drive to work in the morning and clearly it says turn left and I go, yeah, sure, okay, yeah, and I don't, and I turn right and I get hit in all kinds of traffic and I go, all right, I'll listen next time. So you're not alone. I mean, and that's just driving to work, every day. So this could be for me as well.
and I think, I really just started a meditation practice, the very beginning of last year. And I think certainly seeing positive benefits from that. And I think continuing to focus on that and also having balance, both giving and receiving, and kind of what I'm doing and listening to my intuition and, what comes up in meditation. I think I'm getting something out of that.
Yeah,
because
I'm sorry, Ellen.
No,
Peter's
go ahead.
fine. That's why I'm butting in here. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say with intuition is a funny thing, and Gloriana can definitely, when we were practicing with Rich, and I hate to keep bringing him up, but he's like probably like talking in my ear, is that, you really, to trust that. And Gloria and I were just talking about that word just yesterday, and what a difficult word pure trust is. And to really sit there and say, okay, guidance told me to turn left, and I know that I should trust that and have done that. That's very difficult. So listen is, because people hear, right? You hear, but you don't really listen here as well as here.
Peter, I think it's not only in meditation, but it's also just all the time. Like your consciousness, your higher self, your intuition is talking to you all the time. So whether it's making a left or a right hand turn or whenever it is, because at the end of the day, your question was what your purpose is. And we can't really tell you what your purpose is. You have to, it's really like you're listening here with your higher self and your heart and your gut, and you'll know.
How about this?
So,
are you getting answers of what it is, and you're not 100% trusting that that's what you should be doing?
Yeah, I mean, I can think of an experience even this morning. It wasn't meditation necessarily, but a quiet moment, and yeah, definitely, that's resonating.
Okay.
Thank
cool.
You.
Thank you.
Fantastic.
All right. Who else wants to go and ask a question? Again, you can either put it in the chat box or you can unmute yourselves.
I don't think I can pull up the chat box for some reason.
I got it. I'll see it.
Okay, so if they do, then you'll have to let me know.
Christina is here.
Is that me? Christina Mann?
Yep. Yep.
Okay. So my question is going to be, what message does the universe have for me right now? And the backstory behind that is I have a full-time job that recently did a big layoff and salary cuts. And I'm fortunate that I was only part of the salary cut section of people. And I actually feel kind of okay with that. And then on the side of my job, I've been doing other projects to keep up my creative spirit and get closer to maybe more of the life I feel like I'd like to live. And it kind of goes back to your opening statement of let go of constant control of what we think it should be. And even in this whole week, I've been trying new things like getting on calls like this and doing at-home online workouts. And in this whole time of new, I even put on myself like, oh, did I do enough? Like maybe I should be doing like other stuff or more. Or so I kind of live in that space of maybe not settling in, I guess. And so,
all right, well, it's so funny because before you even said your question, this is what came out. Time to go. Now, but there were two other ones that popped out, which was kind of really cool. So this says, the sun sets and rises each day, and it's the same with the avenues in your life. See the beauty with each sunset in your life, and know that the sun will also rise again tomorrow. Endings are merely the start of a new beginning, and we are with you through each phase and cycle. So then when you were talking, these two cards came out. These are beautiful as well. Daydream. I don't know, start like sitting around and daydream and see what you come up with. Maybe when you come up with something, it could be something that creatively will all of a sudden say, you know what, I wanted to paint a picture, or I wanted to go out and take pictures in the park. You'll be more easily to hear and receive our messages if you daydream regularly. Relax and open your mind to receiving without directing your thoughts. Just notice any feelings, visions, or ideas as if you were watching a movie. This is the seat of creativity. Then your other one was energy work. Have you ever want to be an energy worker?
no, I've been a little intuitive, but I also, like what you were last saying, I don't listen to myself enough. So I think it's an avenue to explore.
Yeah,
Well,
there you go.
let me just say something. As I have shamanic training, and in shamanic training, you're journeying. You're using your consciousness and you're using your mind. It's almost like a meditation. And while I was in training, I had 3 hours to drive sitting in New York traffic, and I was thinking of my client. And I thought, okay, if I do this in her shamanic journey, this outcome will happen. If I do that in her shamanic journey, that outcome. And I was really kind of what you would call just daydreaming. And 3 hours later, when I parked in the parking lot, I looked at my phone and I got a text from that client. And she goes, "Did you just work on me? I feel great." And sometimes daydreaming is really your intuition coming in, and our thoughts are so powerful. And we have a transition going on, whether you're spiritual or not. You know something's going on. You know, and our consciousness is so strong, and even daydreaming is a form of intuition, and it's a form of prayer. It's a form of sending energy out, which is why Ellen earlier was saying, like, even if you're thinking of the negative, sometimes that's sending that energy out there. Just like I was just thinking of my client, and she texted me, she felt the difference. So our mind and our daydreams, everything, it's all connected. Sorry to interrupt you.
That's totally fine. So energy work. So maybe, I don't know, maybe look up how different things spark your creativity and how you can send out positive energy out, right? Because it says life can be electrifying because its very essence is energy. Your body is a remarkable energy field that will positively respond to loving treatments. Your hands and your heart are activated to give healing energy to your loved ones and clients.
And yourself.
Huh?
And herself.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Thank you.
You are very welcome.
Does that make sense for you, Christina?
It does. And I like that. It seems really appropriate for right now.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. Wonderful. I'd like to say that Ellen has a deck. So, you know, we all have these like decks of cards. Ellen probably has 75, going from the simple ones to in-depth 5, 6
oh my goodness,
explanations. Yes. I particularly asked her to say, since we had so many people on the call today, to keep the cards simple, short, and sweet. But she does do private sessions where she can really go in depth. But just know that I asked Ellen to keep it with these cards today, because they are beautiful messages, and they are short and to the point, I find, at least. Right, Ellen?
Yeah. I'm like amazed. I'm always amazed. I amaze myself. So if I amaze myself, that's pretty.
All right, who wants to go next? Feel free to unmute yourself right in the comment box. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna unmute you, darling. Christina Lamoro.
It's like tomorrow, but with the now.
Okay.
I first just have to say, Ellen, I already love you. You're amazing.
Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you.
Cracking up over here, and you are on it. So thank you. I have actually been working very hard on myself, and working hard on finding what makes me happy, and what really at my core, without anyone else's energy, is, and really dig deep within my soul. I've been going through therapy, and also you know, doing meditation, but I've actually asked for this time of kind of solitude, and to be able to, you know, we live in New York. I'm go, and I work an early job, and I wake up at 3 a.m. to go, and, you know, I just don't stop all day, and I go. And so I've been really trying hard to ground and to channel, and this time has given that to me. So I've been working very hard to honor that. But if there's any other message that I need, I would love it.
Well, you actually, before you even started talking, this one came out. Now with the ocean is like a funny thing. Like I got this once before with a girlfriend of mine, and we were like, well, what does that mean? Well, it says the deep blue sea speaks to your soul, healing and soothing you. Even the act of imagining yourself dipping into its healing wounds bring about the desired effects. Better yet, spend physical time near the ocean. Now, of course, we can't do that, so I'm guessing that the image of swimming in the ocean is the best. And allow its power to wash over you and wash your cares and concerns away. But the other thing with this card is how big is the ocean? It's huge. Everything is completely minute. Everything compared to the ocean, right? You could stand next to the ocean and you can look at it and you go, can't even see past, especially if you go to Rockaway or Long Beach, like you go, oh my gosh, you can't see anything. So it's huge. So like, just like you said, like everything that's going on in New York and everything, it's minute compared to the ocean, and we will get past this. But the other two that came out were these two. Shower of abundance, which abundance can mean anything. Like you just said, time to spend to myself. And you're making steady progress. Your progress that you're doing, you're working on yourself, you keep it up. Keep up the steady progress of that. So it says, we acknowledge you for the progress you've made in remembering love in your daily activities. You just said that, right? We clearly see the contribution you're making in the world through your thoughts, feelings, and actions of love. So everything you're doing for yourself is beyond fantastic. And you're going to get a shower of abundance.
Great.
Exactly. To heal your financial situation, which of course we won't get in the stimulus, so that's great. First, give your worries concerning money. We will guide you in order to show you how to create and accept abundance. And as we work together, your financial situation will heal as fast as you allow. So letting go of the worries of the money. Something may come up. All of a sudden, who knows, find $100 on the floor. You could do anything. Anything is possible.
I just got to sanitize.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
I said I just have to sanitize it first.
Hey, listen, if you took it and then went right to the grocery store, you wouldn't have to worry about it. You'd be like, okay, thanks, $100. So everything, shower abundance can be anything. It can be anything. The abundance of the amount of time that you're spending nurturing yourself and getting yourself whole again is key right now, is really key. So you're doing the right thing.
Thank you, Ellen.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So I am going to unmute Marlene now.
Okay. Am I
Marlene,
on?
how you doing?
I'm doing okay, I guess. So this is a really interesting time for me because I've always wanted to stop. I mean, obviously it's heartbreaking because people are sick and dying and so on. But as you know, Gloriana, I've been at a career for about 28 years now. And I've always wanted to be a writer and creative. And I feel like this is my time. So to just start, to really, put in the hours. So the question is, but I'm having a hard time because, suddenly I started organizing the house and I said, well, that's an excuse. But I feel like I can't work in chaos. And so I guess my question would be how you handle transition and what can come of it.
Well, the card that came out while you were speaking was this one. Have confidence. Have confidence.
Marlene, I don't think I could have looked through the deck and pulled out a more perfect one for you.
Really?
Liz, I'll let her talk.
So it says have confidence. Moving forward does not necessarily, hang on one second, my glasses. Moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, or your higher power. Along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. So my guess is that when you are doing other things, it's really just the confidence to sit and just write the first 5 words.
No,
Can
I'm
I do
writing all
this?
the time. It's just that I feel like I really need to like block out, let's say 4 hours a day. I've been journaling a lot, but I also have a book that I'm writing with my mother, who just had a stroke. So I kind of stopped it with her, and I'm writing in the background because I don't want to upset her, because it's her leaving at 14 and her whole world upended. And I thought, my kids are 14. And here we are in a different crisis, which I never would have expected when I started writing this a few months ago.
So part of the confidence can come from looking at all the surroundings and all the coincidences. I don't believe in coincidences, and have the confidence to, I think part of it is letting those words come in through you, and then the time will automatically be made naturally, Marlene, to write the book. It's about
This also popped out.
Which is,
I'll read it. That's fine. Let your past go. So the past could be 5 minutes from now, right? It doesn't necessarily mean go all the way back to when you were 5 and like, but we should let that go. But that's that's a whole nother session, right, Glo? So it says,
thank you.
The burden of carting your past around has made you weary, dear one. It's time to set this burden down. Keep only the lessons and the love and leave everything else behind. You don't want it or need it, and now it's gone.
Thank you.
So
Wow.
Yeah. So I guess when you say you're cleaning up and you're doing all kinds, so all right, so you did it. Let it go. Like, all right. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
Yeah, thank you. Wow.
Listen.
I really like this message that Christina, who was just on, Christina Lamaro, said. She goes, maybe this is the time for you to share your experiences. It's not only your mother's book, it's yours too.
Oh, I think it is. I'm just saying that I started writing with her. Well, I don't want to waste the time. So yeah, thank you.
Okay, does that all make sense for you, Marlene, today?
Yes, it does.
Beautiful. Wonderful. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
All right, who wants to go up next? You can either raise your hand and I'll unmute you. You can unmute yourself, or you can write it in the chat box and I'll read it. We got Linda, Madeline, Margarita, Zach, Amira.
Listen, you don't even have to necessarily ask a question if you just want, like,
yeah.
I'll go if you need somebody.
Hi, Gloriana.
Hello?
Okay, hold on, all 4 of you started talking. Okay, hold on. Zach,
I can wait.
Second. Amira, I'm gonna mute you for a second. Who's there? Madeline, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Hi. Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I've been trying to like find my creative self and been meditating and for years now, and having such a hard time tapping into that. I remember being creative as a child, and then somehow that process got fogged up just with life happening, and so I'm trying to get back to where I was at with that.
The card, like I said, it's so funny. They're popping out before as I'm just shuffling them. And this one, change the direction. Maybe what you thought worked for you in the past right now is not working for you. What in meditation, try a different meditation. Try a different, they say, try a creative project. Try painting. Try walking around. There was a girl on Facebook who I went to high school with. She took a picture of something beautiful every single day as a form of meditation for her to get through her cancer treatment. And I was like, at first I was like, that's a strange thing to do. Yeah. And she posted her picture every single day as she walked around probably the corner and went, look at this one beautiful thing I saw every single day, and took a photo of it and posted it as like, this was the one beautiful thing. Now, whether it was beautiful to other people, who cares? But to her, it was beautiful. So maybe if the meditation, if you're not really going where, if you're not getting where you want to go with the meditation, try something else, right? There's a whole bunch of other things. Paint, write, cook, anything. Everything
Madeline,
that you,
was your question about your creativity?
Yes.
and the creativity card came out. So clearly
What
there's
did
something
that
you're
card
not
say?
What did you say?
tapping.
Sorry,
I didn't hear. It's okay. Gloria, what'd you say? I didn't hear you either.
I was wondering what those two cards were again.
Well, the first one is a change in direction.
Mm.
So the first one says, the changes you're experiencing are diversely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected now and in the future, so follow your path to the happy outcomes you desire. I think they show like newborn baby and stuff like that, because you never know, maybe by trying something else, it's going to spark something. It says your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity into your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and all right, let me see if I can say this right. Reignites, I can't say this word. Reignite, reignites, there we go. Oh, reignites passion through your life. I'll read it again. Your soul longs to express itself in creative ways. We're guiding you to infuse artistry and creativity in your life. Creative expression makes you feel alive and excited and reignites passion towards your life. Wow, that makes sense now that I really read it.
Those are good. That makes sense to me.
Good. So maybe what you've been doing before, like it worked before and it'll work again. It's just right now, you just, even if it's like, sweep up the dirt and make little dirt piles and draw a picture in it. Who the heck knows what could, you know what I mean? Could make all of a sudden it be, oh, I love to do that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
You said that makes sense for you, Madeline?
Yeah, it does. I think I do need to try something new, because I've been doing the same thing for years. It's not working anymore. So yes, it does make sense.
I would agree with that for you. I like that.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
All right. Zach, I'm going to unmute you.
Okay. Hi. Hello. How are you, everybody?
I'm great. How you doing?
I'm good. I have a question, because I'm trying to make a move to a transition. I'm not really happy where I am. I'm isolated, and I was actually trying to fix up my house. I've been trying to fix it up and sell it for years. I haven't been able to do it. And I want to move on. I feel like I'm kind of trapped in this area. I don't really have a lot of friends. I don't, I just don't feel like I'm happy, or I'm not able to do what I need to do here. But I'm just kind of chained down by the house. And every time I try to do something like sell it or do whatever, it never works. So what I'm wondering is if I'll be successful in transitioning and leaving here and fulfilling, my life. I don't really have, and moving on, that's kind of my question.
All right. Well, two cards definitely came out, and one of them I'm asking again because I'm kind of like, wait, what? But I think I understand why it came out. But let's see if they can clarify a little bit more. Because.
And it's funny because it's like I've worked out of state, and I've actually kept the house going here, and I've tried to rent. I've tried to do different things, but it always calls me back. Different things always happen, like things break down or whatever. So I'm always called back here. So it's like no matter how I try to, it's almost like I'm married to the house. and it basically makes it so I can't really develop in my life. My job, my everything, my whole life is kind of chained.
Well, the one that came out that I was kind of curious about was this one. It says reward yourself. And I know, yeah, isn't that interesting? Because you say, well, what would I reward myself with? Have you really done something for yourself that you really love?
No, not really.
Okay, so
That's pretty spot on.
Yeah, maybe because because you've been like the giving and receiving all the time, because you're constantly giving and not taking something for yourself, even if it's, I don't know, if you like the special ice cream, go out and get it, eat it. Who cares, right? I mean, who cares? You eat it.
Yeah,
like
I've always been a giver. I mean, that's the thing, and that's the way I am.
And that's fantastic. And believe me, we need people to give, but we also need people to be able to receive it. Can you receive the reward for yourself? Are you allowing it?
Can you see my face, Zach, in the background going? Mm-hmm.
Yes, I see it. Here, I'll turn.
Okay, just making sure. Just making sure.
There I am. Hi.
Oh, hi, Zach. How are you? Okay, so it says here it goes, first words. Look, you've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation at a constantly high level. Consistently high level. You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and it's time for you to receive. Make the time to reward yourself in a meaningful way. This balance of giving and receiving is essential to keeping your energy, mood, and motivation at a consistency high level. Because then the next one that came out was relationship.
Right.
So you need to maybe establish a little bit of a relationship again with yourself.
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to do some, grounding techniques. I've been trying to do Qigong for myself a little bit. I started it like last week, and
Qigong is great.
Yeah, I've been doing the fragrant. I've been trying to do it. It's kind of it's funny because sometimes I feel a lot of energy afterwards, and I can feel the Qi kind of moving through my body. It's neat, but I'm trying to change it. But I'm just hoping that it just seems like I just feel like I'm stuck, and I'm trying to get out of it, and I want to give myself things. I'm just trying to figure out how to do that.
I don't
even baby steps.
Needed that second relationship card. That first card says it all, Zach.
And the other one that popped out too was there's going to be a change in direction for you. So by you doing this is going to create that, right?
Well, that's awesome. So okay, great.
That's gotta,
Yeah, you're right. Well, actually, so there's the sun is the tarot card sun, which we don't have here, but I mean, this is Oracle deck, but the sun is in the horizon, which is cool. That's good.
And on the sun too, it has a little baby that's sitting on the horse, and you know what I mean? It's like you got to start baby steps, and that's what the little baby on there is, new beginnings, and the sun brings light to the new beginnings of, I believe the baby isn't he on a winged horse?
I don't remember. I don't know.
I think so. So it's kind of like you got to go baby steps.
Okay.
Right? So start by rewarding yourself.
Okay. Excellent. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Not a problem. My pleasure.
That was great, Ellen. All right. Who wants to be next? You can just unmute yourself. Either Margarita, do you want to go? I'm going down the list here.
So funny.
Hi, Gloriana.
Again.
Hi, Ellen.
Hey.
It's Margarita.
Hey, Margarita.
Hi.
So glad to see you here today. Ellen, did you say you filled out a card already?
It just flew out again. Another one changed in direction.
That's funny because I think my question had to do was with change. I've been, my job, I've been at it for a couple of years, and I'm just kind of tired. I don't know if it's the place for me, and I just want to find that passion And I don't know, I just feel like with this job, it asks so much of me that I'm kind of empty. So I guess like hopefully change is coming my way. I'm not sure.
Well, that's what this one says. So, and it has that little baby on there. Not that you're having a baby, but it's like new ideas. Maybe when everybody's in now, it's going to bring some new ideas of potentially starting your own. Oh, yeah, beautiful. Have you been getting any signs lately?
I'm not sure because I don't know how to, I don't know how to read the signs. So, I always see pennies. And I know that pennies are angels. So, but that usually, when I see pennies, to me, it means like, oh, money's coming my way or something's going to go right.
I think what pennies, I was told what it means is the angels are with you, or your loved ones, have passed are with you. And whatever, basically, they're going to support whatever decisions you're making. That's what I was told what the pennies are for. So money coming your way would be great, but unfortunately, I'm like, really, all you can send is a penny? Why are you not sending like, a little bit more than that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but that's what I was so the first one, of course, like I said, is a change in direction. It says the changes you're experiencing are divinely directed by your newborn willingness to open your heart to love and our guidance. You are protected now and in the future. So follow your path to the happy outcomes you desire. So the next one is notice the signs. Maybe what happens is like, you're watching TV and all of a sudden you're like, why are all these things? Yes, the TV's listening to us, whatever. Okay, that's a whole other thing. But, like, or, you go someplace and somebody goes, oh, I went to this great meditation, or I'm doing this great yoga. And all of a sudden all you hear is yoga, 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 yoga. Yeah. That's the signs. It's not going to be like a giant, maybe they're going to put a giant sign in your path, but it may not be it may not be as giant as like a knock on the head like we all need. I know I need. Okay, so it says, yes, the signs you've been receiving are heaven sent. We drop feathers, coins, and other signs upon your path to remind you that you are loved and not alone. So
that's sweet.
So maybe some of it is you've been receiving, but of course you look at it, go, I know my daughters do this all the time. Is that really when Ma said a sign? I'm like, I don't know. Is it a sign for you? Yes or no? Like, does it resonate with you? And they're like, oh, yeah. But I don't know if it's really a sign. Hello? Yeah. Maybe it is. So, like I said, and then this one also popped out too. This says, opportunity to forgive. The situation brings you the opportunity to heal, grow, and release negative patterns. Hold the intention of seeing the other person's inner divine light and goodness. We will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies and lift you to a higher place of peace and compassion. Maybe that's about your work.
Yeah, so, yep. Yeah.
That it's not feeling fulfilled right now, so maybe you just got to forgive it and be like, you know what? All right, it is what it is.
And also always remember there's forgiveness for oneself as well. If we forgive others, we forgive ourselves.
Yeah, so I think maybe that's, I feel like I have to just forgive myself for whatever choices I made, even, whether good or bad. So just forgive myself.
But what did we say, Glo? No decision is ever the wrong one, even though they could feel like it, but there's always a lesson to be learned, even in the wrong decisions.
Wrong.
Okay, well, thank you. Thank you, Ellen. Thank you, Gloriana.
Absolutely. Anytime, Margarita. Margarita, personally, pennies for me is my grandpa who passed on. Dimes are a friend of mine who has passed. The classic signs are like the numbers 111 or, there's feathers. If you find a feather. On my birthday one day, I came out to my car and there was a feather stuck in between the rubber and the passenger side window, just sticking up like that.
I had that too. I had that too, and it was snowing outside, or it was raining hard. It was like a miserable, miserable day. And I'm going, why is this pristine white feather like stuck to the side of my car? Like, how, there's no pigeon, there's nothing, I mean, I know you live in New York, there's pigeons everywhere. Not, no. Mm-mm. So
Yeah. So those are the signs, and you'll know them when you start seeing 17 purple elephants in one day. You'll know it's a sign. So
yeah,
you'll follow.
yeah.
All right.
All
Thank you,
right,
Margaret.
thank you. All right,
Thank
bye.
you. Who else wants to go? I'm looking down the list. I got Jen and Linda. Jen.
Hi, I can go if you guys want.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a little bit about my background, and I apologize if it triggers anybody, but I've been kind of going through my own spiritual awakening. I had extreme autoimmune issues, and then I had a bad accident where my boyfriend and I were hit by an SUV. So I went through kind of a brain injury rehab, hip surgeries. I've gone through 3 extreme medication withdrawals. So, and then I lost family members along the way. So it's been a very, very painful dark night of the soul for me. And I've been out of work for a long time, no social life. I've had relationship issues over all that's been going on. And along the way, I found an amazing holistic therapist who kind of like helped me take a deep dive into the holistic world. So I've been kind of doing hypnosis, Reiki, meditation, Feldenkrais, just started like somatic therapy. And I guess where I'm going with this is that along the way, I've kind of really learned to like just surrender to everything that's going on. And just I'm ready to kind of like move forward and know what's next for me. I kind of feel like I've been stuck in this stage, the dark night of the soul, for like so long. I'm just kind of really trying to figure out like what's next for me.
Well, that has been some journey. I do have to say that this one came out, and this one says there's nothing to worry about.
Okay.
You are safe, and in this situation is under perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Even though it doesn't ever make sense to us, it is. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcomes flow effortlessly to you and through you. So through your journeys, you're going to help other people.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, because I've kind of contemplated going into some sort of career where I'm helping people through these things.
And the next one is have confidence, because you're going to be able to help people. You have it, and you just have to get the confidence to do it. Moving forward does not necessarily require you to have confidence in yourself. Confidence in God is enough, along with knowing that God works through you and with you in all ways. Lean upon us if your confidence wavers, and we will buoy your courage and faith. I really believe that people need your voice.
Thank you. Yeah, that makes sense, because it's kind of like the direction I've been contemplating going.
Yeah, people need your voice. I really believe that.
I love how it's written there, buoy, to help buoy your confidence. What a beautiful feeling.
Right, to like anchor it down. And even though it's going to go through the waves of, and she's been through the storm. She has been through the storm.
Yeah.
But there's nothing to worry about. You're safe. And yeah. And now that you've reached out, people need to hear you. People need to tap into your stories.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jen, for sharing and being here today. Appreciate that. Does that make sense for you?
Yeah, totally makes sense. I appreciate that. Yeah. It's
Beautiful.
Great guidance for me.
Oh, wonderful. Good. All right. Wonderful. This is such a beautiful group here. I love all of you so much. And Mary, you're my next one on the list here. I'm going to unmute you if that's okay. How you doing?
Hi.
Hi, babes.
Hi, Ellen.
How are you?
I'm really tired. Gloriana and I were up all night listening to a wild thunderstorm.
Oh God.
And
Yeah.
here I'm texting you. At what time was it?
Like 3 a.m. it started.
Oh, okay. Because I was texting Gloriana at like what? Well, it was 3 o'clock in the morning or 2 o'clock in the morning my time. So you guys were still like partying and
we were watching Netflix.
We
and then
slept like 3 hours and then we had this storm all night.
I don't even know. She asked me, when did you wake up? When I'd wake up. And I'm like, I don't know. It was, for everybody on Kauai, we have had like the crazy thunderstorm, lightning storm.
For
like
hours.
Like for like 7 or 8 hours.
Biblical.
And now nobody can literally leave their house because all the roads and bridges are flooded. So
There are people kayaking in front of Kintaros.
yeah, basically. So do you have a question, Amira?
Yeah, I would like to know like what's coming forward for me in 2020 for my career. What kind of opportunities?
wedding.
I love it. I love it.
And you know what's so funny with this card is that it doesn't always necessarily mean, you know, like the actuals, you know,
Yeah.
but it,
Yeah.
maybe you're going to, I don't know, go in business with somebody else. Maybe you'll meet somebody and you will have an actual wedding. Maybe it'll be, who the heck knows? It says, marriage is the union of two souls joined in love, mutual respect, and commitment. It signifies a desire to deepen love over time. Your wedding day is a testament to your well-founded faith in love's power. Continually breathe life into that faith and love, dearest one.
Well, you know what I really wanted to ask you, and I didn't, was about my love life.
This one came out.
Yeah,
and this
what's that one?
out. Okay, so one is assertiveness. The situation can be healed gently with love as you requested, yet there's also a need for your strength and truthfulness with the other people involved. We will stand right behind you as you speak your truth, giving your strength and guiding your words.
Okay.
So maybe if you've met somebody, maybe you got to be a little bit more.
Well, I ain't met nobody yet.
Well, then this one came out. So go down to the ocean. You're always over there. I'm always looking at your pictures at the ocean.
What's that one?
That one, this one's the ocean.
Oh, okay. I need my, yeah. Oh, okay.
Well,
Okay.
she needs a merman. So the merman, ocean, and wedding, that makes sense, Amira.
I know, right? It's all
and notice the
so...
signs. So
Yeah.
the signs when it says mermaids apply here.
Is that what that says?
No.
Oh.
It just says notice the signs. The signs you've been receiving. But the one that did fly out was this one. And that looks like you. That could look like you. Look.
Oh, it does, huh? I do feel like the meeting of my beloved is imminent, but also you're right. It could be about a partnership. You know, a career partnership.
Right.
I'll take D, all of the above.
Okay. I like it.
I love that, Amira.
Like a whole enchilada.
I really can't believe that does look like you, though.
It does.
Come on, it does. If that had blue eyes,
totally
that'd be
does.
right. That would be you. Maybe it does
green
have blue
eyes.
eyes. Okay, so
anyway,
can't see, it's too far away.
Amazing. Thank you, and I'll let you know how it goes.
Okay, well, I'll be seeing you because I'm sure you're with Gloriana, and Gloriana sees me. So,
thank you, Amira. I love that message for you.
Yeah,
so
we get everybody.
Because we've been in quarantine, I told Amira to drive up to my house. So we have been quarantined and talking about mermen and weddings and whatever. So that was like on point. All right. So we got Linda. Linda, I'll let you unmute yourself if you want to ask a question.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Bill.
My question, I'm just in a space right now where I'm thinking how I can be of service to humanity. I've just a bit of background. I've got my Reiki master level. I've done a diploma in crystal therapy, hypnotherapy, chakras, meditation. I can't stop studying, and I think that causes me to procrastinate because I always think there's something more I need to learn before I put myself out there. So I've been doing a lot of sessions with family and friends, but I've not officially started any sort of business. And gifts are coming out, like I'm getting past life downloads when I'm giving people sessions, and I think, oh, maybe I need to go study past life regression therapy, and I can't stop studying, and I don't have like a focus. I don't know how to put myself out there because I've done so many things and I don't know what to focus on, if that makes sense.
And this one will completely make sense because all the cards fell off and flew off. So, but this one stayed on my bed. That's why I'm up in my bedroom. It says entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur, okay.
Yeah. It says self-employment suits your disposition and your intentions. Working for yourself allows you to be better. Let me read this again. Self-employment suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you to be better, to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. We are your co-workers and teammates who remain loyal by your side to ensure your success in all your ways. Why can't I read today? All right. Self-employment suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. We are your coworkers and teammates who remain loyally by your side to ensure your success in all ways. So you're there. You just gotta basically set yourself up and get it going.
Yeah, I feel like the time is now because there's a lot happening on the planet.
Start with one. Right? Why, can't be a jack of all trades and a master of none. Start one that you feel passionate about.
That's how I feel like. I've even done like shamanic journeying for the last year. I just can't stop studying. I think, what am I supposed to, like, how do I put myself out there? What am I actually offering, you know?
Offer one thing, right? Offer one thing at a time. Who knows? Maybe it'll branch off to something else. There was one thing that I started doing and it just completely came about like kind of weird, is people write to me and tell me their dreams and what they remember. And of course I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so much fun. And I sit there and I'm literally, and Gloriana knows this, I'm in the casino with seniors. And this is where I do a giant, a giant part of like my spiritual stuff, which is very strange. And I interpret people's dreams and they kind of go, where'd you learn that? And I go, I didn't. I just kind of just started playing around with it. It became like a thing. So start someplace, like a, I don't know, anybody, I don't know, like just start anywhere.
You know what, Linda? I kind of I associate with that what you were saying. I did my Reiki master, then I became shaman and card and meditation, and then I studied biofield tuning, and I decided that this is where I wanted to put my energy. And every single one of my skills, whether it's Reiki or shamanism or whatever it is, comes through when I do tuning. And a lot of my clients are here on the phone, and most of them will tell you I don't just do classic biofield tuning, but I'm in there and all of my skills apply. And so really, I think it's your card says it all. Entrepreneur, take the first step. Maybe it's figure out a business name, start a website, and just go from there. But I have a question. If you want, I'm going to continue these Zoom calls in a few days. I'm putting together a few more. So if you want to offer something that you like, you can host one of these calls too.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Thank you.
You can always be in touch about that.
Yeah. Okay. Because I just feel like now is the time. I'm a terrible procrastinator, but with everything that's going on, I'm feeling the energy of, just humanity in general. And I think, I need to I didn't study all this for nothing. Like now is the time to do something, to start. Yeah. I feel like my guides are pushing me now. It's like, come on, get your shit together. Just
And now the
start.
angels
Come
are
on.
behind you, so now they're gonna really move your behind in gear. They're gonna get your rear in gear and be like, get out there, get your stuff going.
Are you pulling another card for clarification, Ellen?
Yes, I'm like, oh, here one fell out. There's nothing to worry about, so just do it. You are safe in this situation and under perfect control of divine providence and universal order. Only infuse loving thoughts and emotions into the situation to ensure that the highest possible outcome flows effortlessly to you and through you. There you go.
Okay, that's beautiful. Thank you. Gives me confidence. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, Linda,
Yeah, this one's got the whole. You look, you got the whole universe behind you. You're good.
Oh, beautiful.
Does that all make sense for you, Linda?
Yeah, it does. It does. I guess it's just getting out of my fears and just starting and doing it, because I know I can help. So I should do it. Yeah.
You most absolutely can help, Linda.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love
we need
you. Yes. Well, a lot of the same cards. Okay, I'm going to mute you, Linda. And then a lot of the same cards came out today. So I think that there is even like a universal message in the individual messages today.
Did we get everybody except for you?
Sure, pull a card for me.
You know I love to, baby.
Thanks.
All right.
All right, let's see what pops out for me.
Because this is what you are. Always a blessing. And I'm sure everybody on here knows. But this is blessing in disguise. But I know you're not in disguise. And this one says, what appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. Trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the best way.
Wonderful. Oh, I love that one. And that one is actually, I'm going to send that back out to everybody because of, everything that's going on in the world right now. And it can seem very unstabling, but I think it's all a blessing in disguise, even if we don't know.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Yet, right? And that goes back to trust, faith, and listening to ourselves and all of the things today. Wow, what a wonderful card to end with today.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Ellen.
Oh, thank you. You guys, you don't know a lot of this, and Gloriana knows because, of course, I spoke to her pretty much every day this week. I had anxiety over doing this. I had, because, of course, this is out of my comfort zone, but you guys all helped me massively to get over my fear of looking at myself, listening to myself. So I thank you from the bottom of my heart. You don't know how you helped me.
Oh, we all love you, Ellen. Look, everybody, come here, Amira.
Thank you, Amira.
Look, I got Amira here with me.
Dun, dun, dun. She looks like that card. She looks just like that card. She does.
She looks just like that card. And so I just want everybody to know that you can get in touch with Ellen if you want a more robust, in-depth reading.
Yeah, because she's got a lot of cards.
Hush Pup, what's the number? 71?
Hush Pup 1059.
1059
at Verizon, at Verizon.net.
At Verizon.net. So everybody in the chat room is saying thank you. Jen, Christina, the other Christina, Christine, Marlene, Peter, Linda, Amira, myself, everybody on the call today is sending you lots of appreciation and love.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Hush Pup 1059 at Verizon.net. I put it in the chat box. We love you all. And thank you all for spending your time with us today. And aloha. All right. Good night, guys.